What is art? According to dictionary.com, art is the quality, production, expression, or realm according to aesthetic principles of what is beautiful, appealing, or of more than ordinary significance. Art is manifested in many different ways in different cultures. One manifestation of art is the visual arts. We're used to the painting, sculpting, drawing, and craft making, both traditional and digital. But looking at other cultures, we find more options.
On September 12, 1940, in the Lascaux caves in southern France, 4 teenagers were working on expanding a shaft they had found earlier during a hike. They ended up finding unexplored chambers, some consisting 20,000-year-old paintings or petroglyphs created during the late Paleolithic period. There are about 6,000 representations of animals, a couple drawings of humans, some even with animal features, and many symbols, ranging from dots to pentagons. The amount of paintings of animals, especially cattle and horses, outnumber paintings of humans and carnivores. The carnivores that are drawn, bears and felines, are located in the back of the caves. This rare occurrence on the cave walls are similar to carnivores' rare occurrences in reality. There are no drawings of the environment or plants. The paintings of cattle, horses, and bulls vary in size and importance. One section of the caves, the Hall of the Bulls, contains heads of stag, a scene of a man killing a bull, and another drawing of a 17-foot-long bull. These cave paintings can tell little of the people who drew them. For instance, another painting shows a group of people hunting and killing one bull, leading us to believe that the people hunted in groups, were foragers as a culture, and lived as bands or tribes. Some murals nod to the idea of death, both of animals and humans, and fertility. Based on what has been found, or rather lack of, in the cave, older anthropologists believe that the cave paintings were done ceremoniously, and the site was rarely accessed by humans. There are no fire pits, animal or plant remains, or lithic debitage, flakes made when making stone tools. It's most likely that ceremonial painting was connected to hunting. However, because the paintings are done far away from the entrance and any natural light, researchers have found stones with smooth surfaces and thick charcoal that were used as a lamp. Many of the paintings were drawn on the ceiling, and notches in the walls indicate some kind of scaffolding system. The pigments used for painting are a mixture of ores, oxides, plant dye, and animal fat. The combination of these tools led anthropologists to believe that the people had more advanced technology than once thought.
A more modern form of this non-performance art is graffiti, which emerged around the beginning of the 20th century. Nomadic workers, commonly known as hobos, have played a big part in American history, one that is often ignored. They roamed the countryside at the beginning of the 20th century and throughout the Great Depression. Hobos traveled by getting onto moving trains. They would use these trains to get all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast in California. It is estimated that there are up to 250,000 hobos that traveled like this. Life as a hobo is dangerous, but it was made a little bit safer by the use of a hobo code to indicate certain things. This symbol here is painted near buildings that were worth robbing. Yeggs is a term for a burglar or a safecracker. This symbol here means that the town does not allow alcohol. This symbol exists because during this time they had prohibition, which was a nationwide ban on alcohol. These three connected circles here are a symbol for the chain gangs. During and after the Reconstruction period, the government needed to make a lot of infrastructure. So they chained up the prisoners in groups and had them perform menial labor in what was known as a chain gang. Later, during World War II, other cultures began to use this kind of symbol as a method of communication. A boat inspector named James J. Kilroy would chalk his name onto the parts of boats he had inspected. Since the 1950s, this method of communication has progressed into something much different. Today, people spray paint on buildings as more a method of artistic expression rather than communication.
In conclusion, cave paintings such as the Lascaux paintings in France were a form of art that was used as a ceremonial rite. The drawings on the walls reveals characteristics of what people were like at the time. For example, the many drawings of animals show that the people hunted their food, therefore the people must be foragers. Graffiti is a more common type of non-performing art that originated as a form of communication from the hobos, but over time it has developed into a form of expression. Cave paintings and graffiti are used as petroglyphs, which are a form of linguistic, a written language. Professor John P. Miller states in his article Ancient Symbols in Rock Art, Paleolithic art and animals are tightly intertwined. Paleolithic art, from beginning to end, is an art of animals. The artists were drawing what they were seeing. It was an art of observation. End quote. People express what they feel and see through art, which gives anthropologists insight into a culture. This project is brought to you by Cascadia College.